Hola, ¿qué tal? Bienvenidos a otra emisión de Aromas del Terruño. Cuando hablamos de productos que combinan bien con el vino, es bien sabido que el queso es uno de ellos. Ahora, ¿qué hay con el pan? En el pueblito de Los Álamos, en California, la panadería de Bob está teniendo mucho auge, donde en una zona productora de vinos ha sabido lograr esta combinación. Es tan así que hasta la levadura que usa para fermentar su pan es de Pinot Noir. Vayamos a conocer este gran emprendimiento.
30 years working in the television business, and at the beginning of the last decade, around 2010, I was president of marketing for Sony and got laid off. And I started making bread in a little wood-fired oven in my backyard in Los Angeles, just to keep my mind and my hands busy while I was waiting for headhunters to call back about jobs. But the headhunters would call back and they'd say, "You've had a great career, but you're 50 years old, you're not gonna get that job again." So I decided I really liked making bread. And I went to San Francisco and studied bread making for 2 years, and then started working on writing a business model. And my wife and I had a house here in Los Alamos for a long time, for about 20 years. Just a little weekend place to come and drink a little wine and relax. So I thought, what a great place to build a bakery right in the heart of all the magic of this wine country. And the concept was to build a menu, curate the menu of the foods around all the different breads. So some breads come on our signature loaf, which is a pain au levain. Some come on olive bread. We make plain and ham and cheese and chocolate croissant, fruit pastry where the fruit comes from local farmers. Everything is about being local and seasonal. Five years now. Today's our 5-year anniversary, actually. We have switched our winemaker every month. So every month we invite in a new winemaker, sampling all of their wines, and change the menu of a new winemaker every 4 weeks. So we've now, over the course of 5 years, had 60 different local winemakers present. Everyone from Hitching Post to Presqu'île to Beckman to all the local vintners. And the first Saturday of the month, we invite the winemaker to come in, do a complimentary pouring for our guests, and we serve foods that have been paired with the wine, and that gets the month kicked off because we get a lot of press about it, and people come and they sample the wine, they decide what they like. So we have always tried to work very closely with the winemakers in this community and the farmers. When you make something with your hands, whether it's bread or wine or cheese or craft beer or the fruit that the farmers grow, there's a magic when you come into our bakery and you watch us loading or unloading bread or hand rolling the croissants or shaping the breads. Just like when you go to a winery and you get a barrel sample and you go and you're tasting at the winery. There's a magic to that experience, and that's what people want. They want that experience. Our food, we're primarily a breakfast and lunch establishment. So we keep our wines very on the light side. A Sauvignon Blanc, a Rosé, a Grenache, because that's what you'd find people more likely to drink earlier in the day. The menu is more curated around the bread so that whatever we make people can experience the different breads that we make. And the wines, we've selected the 3 varietals that we think would go most closely with the different kinds of food that we prepare, which is more daytime fare. So we don't serve a lot of Cabernets or Syrahs or things like that that are much heavier. The peaches in the peach pastry that we're serving today came from my neighbor who's got 10 acres of peaches, and she gives me fruit every week. And the fruit that we don't use at the end of the week for the pastry, my wife will make jam from it. So we've got peach jam and apricot jam because that's what my neighbor has. I would say that at the core, everything is made in a traditional old world style European way. But we still try to bring some more modern influences. So it's a very traditional bread and a very traditional baguette, but we might come up with a unique way of scoring the breads or some newer ingredients that make it more unique. Everything is really based on a very traditional formula, but we bring some seasonality and locality to what we do. Part of the old world technique that we do, we don't use commercial yeast. We only use sourdough starters, which have been made here in the valley from Pinot Noir grape skins. So we're pulling the yeast from the grapes and building our starters from there. All of the breads have a very high hydration, so we're doing 80% hydration, meaning if the breads have 1,000 grams of flour, they have 800 grams of water. So it's a very wet dough, which creates its own natural preservation to the bread, natural preservative. It lasts longer, it's more digestible because the grains are fully soaked. And then we go for very long fermentation. We ferment for about 15 hours. So the breads that we baked this morning, we started on Tuesday, 2 days ago. We built the starter Tuesday afternoon. We mixed the breads Wednesday morning. We baked them Thursday morning, almost 24 hours later. So that's an old world way of doing it because we're not rushing the process. We're letting the fermentation take its time, which gives you a deeper flavor.
Hacemos la primera pausa, no te vayas, que en el próximo bloque conoceremos un restaurante de gastronomía india en Santa Bárbara.